he didn't ask a question.
No.
But what I present, I say that there is a race problem, and what I present is just some suggestions for the average person who believes that there is a race problem, and that person believes that he or she is a victim of that race problem, and I make some suggestions. They may be feeble suggestions. They may be suggestions that don't make sense. They may be suggestions that the person, when they hear the suggestions, they say, I can't use that. Some people have said that. And so they say that they have a race problem, and it affects them, and they want to do something about it. And all Neely Fuller is doing is just saying there is a race problem, and he believes there is a race problem called white supremacy, meaning mistreating people based on color. He believes that people can be mistreated based on color, and all Neely Fuller does is this. He's written a book making a few suggestions, not all the suggestions, because I don't even know what all the suggestions would be. If I did, we wouldn't be having the problem, because all of my suggestions would have worked by now. So therefore, these are just suggestions in trying to solve the race problem.
Mm-hmm.
What many people, including myself, believe is the biggest problem on the planet. Now, that might not even be true. So the gentleman, whomever he is, said a number of things, but if he believes that everything is fraudulent, maybe he believes that there is no race problem. He didn't say that. He says that he does say some things about my approach to it. So that is even covered in my book, the textbook for victim white supremacy, in the Word Guide. And I'll say more about it in the updated version of the basic book. And that will be about the compensatory logic, what I call compensatory logic use of you can say anything about race, racism, or counter-racism that you want to say, and it is valid. And you can critique anybody else's sayings about it if we're talking about race and race problems. So what the gentleman said should be listened to.
Yes.
See, that's another thing that's different that I try to do. I mean, I think he made some remarks about whatever this fellow is doing, meaning me.
Yes, sir.
I mean, is questionable, which it is. Everybody is questionable when it comes to solving problems.
Right.
You're supposed to ask every possible question there is. Everybody's supposed to do that. Question Neely Fuller. Question anybody who's saying anything about a problem that will hopefully lead to the problem being solved.
Yes.
And that way, anybody who's trying to commit a fraud or something like that, or trying to run a scam or whatever, that will come to the surface if you ask enough questions.
It sure will.
And that includes me.